Well, to edit some of this, and listeners are probably not going to really understand, we're just talking about going on a mental vacation, and that's if that's what you want from Santa, that's what Santa's going to give you, a mental vacation this year. And
I can also tell you that men use the bathroom for mental vacations on a daily basis.
What are you doing there, Jeremy? Can you elaborate a little bit farther?
He's just combing his
sit
hair.
in silence.
He's got his iPad and some Candy Crush or something.
Water running all hours of the day, combing your hair.
I sit in silence and oil my afternoon shadow.
Wow. What is elaborate on that, could you?
No, don't. That's going to take too long.
Well, we're in it, December, and we've got to get some Christmas spirit and holiday joy to all of you. So what better way than 2005 Santa's Sleigh? And as always, we are Rabbit Troop Sucks. We are a podcast about obscure, forgotten about, and often overlooked films. As always, I am Paul, and next to me is Mike.
Oh, hi.
Are you slaying it, Mike?
No, but for tonight's purposes,
You're just not slaying.
I would like you to refer to me as Dixie Wrecked.
That's the best name.
I won't. Others might.
Okay.
Others might. We also have Lamar.
Hello.
Hazel is back with us.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hazel, do you want to be referenced as any other name today?
I have a short list that
Okay.
I can. I would prefer to be called Sergeant Dick Zucker.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, nice. We have Jeremy.
Ho, ho, ho.
And we have Collin.
I was totally going to do the ho ho hi thing.
Oh,
Nice.
well, beat you to it.
Yeah.
Well, Santa Claus is actually a demon who lost a bet with an angel, so he becomes the giver of toys and happiness. But when the bet is off, he returns to his evil ways.
Is that legit the description on IMDb?
Yeah.
Solid.
And 2005, Santa's Sleigh. Mike and I have watched this movie probably at least half a dozen times. I think we just stumbled upon this movie closer to the 2005, 6, 7 range. And it's almost become a just holiday tradition. Maybe not every holiday, but I would say at least almost every other holiday.
I would say so.
Yeah, so we have this on rotation. We have Bill Goldberg as Santa. I mean, we'll get to other things and people you haven't heard of and people doing things that are just bonkers. But hey, it's Christmas and it's the season. Hooray.
Hooray. I mean,
But there are people
cast.
that we have heard of in the very beginning.
In the beginning, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, the beginning is a separate entity, and if we are going to base any of this off of some weird IMDb trivia, part of the joke is in the very beginning, you get a bunch of Jewish actors who normally don't celebrate Christmas. So that's kind of like the in. And then I also read that this was the only shot filmed, I think, on a Hollywood set. That this is like separate from the rest of the film. So I think this was like filmed and then they eventually filmed the rest of the film, which all makes sense.
Yeah.
And we'll get there in a second. But
Well, they had to sell this movie somehow.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, so, yeah, before we get into this film and the magic that is, anyone have any cool holiday plans? Any, we'll get back to you next week with a more official holiday movie. But, yeah. This is what we're pre-gaming it with Santa's Sleigh.
My holiday plans are the same as always, binging on all Christmas type movies from here on till Christmas Day and even beyond.
I love it.
And drinking heavily.
Yeah.
That's it.
Any drink of choice, Lamar?
Nope, all of them. Christmas themed drinks that'll put you in the Christmas mood.
Alcohol suicide, just like right there. And I mean that drink suicide, not like affliction to oneself.
Yeah, you can put it all in one big cup and drink
cool.
it
You know, the one drink that's going to ruin that for you is any kind of like peppermint schnapps. Like that's going to be like the down, like that just right into your whiskey is going to be a real fun holiday.
That's
cheer.
the extra Christmas cheer that you need when you.
Just add the word nog to the end of any beverage, and there you go.
You fucking knob.
I don't listen in the back of my throat already.
I know we've talked about this. I don't know if we talked about this on air. Mike and I specifically used to go to one specific bar, and one of the bartenders, he played crazy games at the end of the night. And in one of the games he specifically wanted to play with me is drink roulette, and it was, I'm going to put 3 random drinks in this at the end of the night, and it's going to be a hefty drink, and you have to drink it. It will be free, but you will drink it. Like, it was very clear, you will drink it.
I think it was like, if you don't finish it, you have to pay for it.
I think it was like more applied, like, I will probably like ruin all of your drinks going forward. Like, if you do not like
That's fair.
take this serious, like, there will be other repercussions.
You have to
than
take
financial.
it very seriously.
And I cannot tell you how pissed he was that the 3 drinks that I spun were all vodka based. Like, he was livid. Like, it was like, you're going to get Jaeger, you're going to get Rumpelmints, you're going to get it all. And it was all like just really easygoing vodka. And he's like, you son of a bitch. Like, other people were getting like wine and vodka and tequila. Like, it was gross. Other people aren't probably living through that situation. Mine was like fine. I was like, oh, thanks.
Yeah.
I can't remember if it was the same bartender, but I think you were there as well, Mike, that night that we went there. And we were just like, yeah, surprise us with a shot. And he brought us Rumpelmitz and Goldschlager mix.
Okay.
That went down terrible.
Yeah.
Terrible. That's not a surprise. It's just madness and nightmarish.
'Tis the season.
I think it was the same bartender, though.
It was 100%.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Sounds clownish.
Yes.
Anytime I think about Rumpelmints, my mouth just waters.
Because you want some? You're like, oh, yeah.
Because it's so delicious. Because
Yeah.
it's like Christmas in a cup.
You're like, God, I wish I could boil that up and just spread it over toast.
Yeah. Splash it in my face.
You're like, I'm gonna mod it with some butter, and then when it congeals, I could then put it on my daily breads.
Is that Jeremy?
You say your daily breads?
This is a Christmas movie. We have to bring Jesus into it.
Yeah. You know, you go to Einstein, toast up a nice Asiago bagel, spread some Rumpelmitz butter over it. Hey, tis the season.
It's a schmear,
nice-
okay?
Some Rumpelschmear.
Yeah.
The Rumpelschmear.
Oh yeah, we could write Jeremy's wife on the side. That's what he wants. Secret
Rumpelschmear?
Like, well, like body schmear. He wants Rumpel body schmear.
Okay,
Is
yeah.
that like a pap schmear?
Well,
No,
you two could do whatever you want.
they have it at Bed Bath & Beyond, I think.
Well,
Or
and
Bath & Body Works. Was the one with the butter?
no.
Whatever
It's,
you want.
you could get it from the guy in the alley behind
Right, okay,
Bath
yeah.
and Body Works.
That's gross.
Very nice.
His name is-
we've
his name
given
is
a lot of
Lars.
Christmas ideas.
Yeah. Well, hey, Candy Cane Killer.
Happy holidays.
It was Christmas Tree Killer.
Yeah.
This one.
Mike thought he was getting out of this.
I did think I was getting out of that.
Oh, you really did this
I
movie?
paid everyone off
Okay.
not to remind you and everything.
Like, let me ask you this: when he took that candy cane out of his mouth and you saw that it was sharpened,
Yeah.
immediately did it just pop in your head?
We all knew.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about Mike and his 4-inch hawk? Throw back to last time Hazel was here
Yeah.
and over the top. Mike loves going over the top,
He does. I do
hawk
still.
style. Mike wasn't a massive hustle.
It was.
I knew it.
I did see Goldberg's arms in this movie.
Did you? I never felt so. Last time Hazel was on, we did over the top, and Jeremy was here, and we did talk about how throughout the movie, Stallone just becomes like a dainty entity of a man. I never really felt that about Goldberg. He just always kind of seems like a massive dude here.
He's a big boy. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's bigger
Yeah, I
than
wouldn't
all
want to
of
mess with him.
everyone in this movie. His shoulders are
Goldberg.
huge.
Mike, would you say a big boy thinks he's one bag?
He thought he was one bad dude.
I knew it.
Yeah.
So Goldberg he fills in almost all of our wrestling celebrity movie stars. We covered a Hulk Hogan movie, a Roddy Piper movie,
Tiny Lister's in this movie too.
Tiny
baby.
Lister. We still need to get a Rock movie one day.
Do we
That's
though?
Yeah, we do.
We don't, but
I actually
feel
have I have some ideas of some rock movies we could get in here.
You want to do the Tooth Fairy?
No.
Okay.
But I gotta say, out of all the wrestling movies that we covered, and all the 3 or 2 of them, Goldberg, he has a very simple role here, and he does it well. I think he's probably the best actor in this movie.
Are we making Hazel like the beefy, glistening man correspondent? Is this is this like the thread we're trying to get you on?
Hi, this is Hazel. I'm tuning in now for your beefy, glistening man correspondence news. I have many updates, sports cream and such.
At one point in time, she turned away while we're watching this movie. She's like, the glisten is too great.
It is blinding.
Anyone else? Holiday, seasonal things?
Holiday plans.
We'll get there.
Everybody?
No,
Yeah.
I'm doing the same thing as Lamar, binging on holiday alcohol.
Hell yeah.
There you go.
Well, I mean, does hell yeah that everyone's just going to be chilling out?
I'm not chilling out. I'm just.
Oh.
He's doing the opposite of chilling out.
I thought the alcohol was going to sedate you to a level of chill.
No, absolutely not.
As always, I always have just kind of like the warm wishes of, please, somewhere near the holiday season, just dump some snow. And I always just wish like.
Is that slang for something?
No, it's just I always wish
Bro,
like so many.
dump some snow.
Dump some snow. Lord Jesus, dump some snow. Like, I know Jesus.
I'm gonna dump some snow.
He's the guy behind Bath and Body Works. So yeah, I always just wish that like it dumped some snow for like a day or two. Everyone basically just can't work in a good way, and everyone still has internet, power, and food. I mean, it's very rare that these days have happened, but if you live in Colorado, like the city really preps for it, and I feel there are magic days where like the city has shut down over the years, and just basically everyone's like, screw it, like city's done, like we're all done. Schools are closed, businesses are closed, roads are closed, no one's going anywhere. Love it.
See, that's the downside to remote work. Like, there's no such thing as a snow day for me. It's like, oh, you can't drive anywhere? Great. Open that fucking laptop up and get on this fucking Zoom call.
For Mike, I wish the internet goes down. For the rest of us,
Okay.
I
Just Mike's internet goes down.
Thank you.
You can still be sick on.
That's not
with remote
suspicious
work.
at all.
I guess that's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel
Well-
like if someone's forcing
no.
remote work during that time, they're a real dick. I'm sorry.
Just call into work and tell them that Santa kicked down your chimney
That's.
and
I guess I
Yeah,
could.
yeah, I'm sorry.
lit your face on fire.
Jeremy, what's happening over there?
Jeremy broke himself.
My beer erupted.
Oh, fuck. Your
It's not
beer
too bad.
erupted?
Like it's
Okay.
not.
Is that a euphemism?
Jeremy's having a
Yeah, there's a
eruption.
white froth across my keyboard.
Is that man glisten?
That is.
Oh, God.
That's the man glisten you're looking for.
Well, this movie starts off
Oh, there's a movie. That's it.
bonkers. So I'm going to say that as Jeremy is like cleaning
kind
up
of,
his,
yeah, he's
his,
wiping
his
his-
beer glisten.
His white keyboard.
You're drinking the highlight.
got the lip
Are you
glisten
liking that?
So basically, we get this well-to-do family of very notable stars. We get Fran Drescher. We get James Caan. We get,
Chris Kattan.
yeah,
Rebecca Gayheart.
yep, Noxzema Girl.
Noxzema
Yep.
Girl. And
Yeah.
Final Destination, which for some fucking reason I just watched the other day.
Really?
Sarah
It's
was
not,
watching
it's not
it.
very holiday of you.
I don't know.
They're
But,
really trying to push Fran's cleavage in this scene also.
you know,
Yeah, it's fine.
well, I didn't want that to be the transition of something I was going to say, but it's not the cleavage of her.
She
It's-
led with the tits, but you didn't want to.
It's she like there's like a scene where they're all just sitting there, and I'm like, you know, she's like Fran Drescher is like kind of pretty, like she's like, and I don't mean the cleavage and bent over, like she's like just kind of a pretty woman, and then she says one word, I'm like, there it is. Yeah, I was like,
Actually, that was more like Peter Griffin.
yeah.
But,
Well, it's
you know.
not far off. Like I mean, it's it's just like shrill from the beginning, like a trice. Like I don't know, I was just like a triceratops, but like
Tyrannosaurus Rex.
yeah, some kind of
Just
dinosaur.
like a triceratops.
Yeah, so that's weird. James Caan just pissed off. The whole family sucks. They're like, I don't want to be here. Like, we're gonna get some awesome gifts. Like Santa sucks. Holidays for everyone. Blah. And then the trivia I read was the kind of joke is like it is an all Jewish cast who predominantly does not celebrate Christmas, so they're kind of having fun with this, which I think is really cool. And then this was, I guess, the only scene shot offset, and then this was kind of made and then sold the movie that we're going to make the rest.
This
of
was
the
the trailer, so that people would actually go to see
Well,
this.
the craziness. So, how would you say this clocks in at like 7-8 minutes? So the rest of the movie is only an hour and 10 minutes after. this.
Right.
There's a really long credit scene
Yeah.
too. That
This is an hour.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah.
There you go.
I would say the meat of the movie is an hour tops.
And that was probably too much. It was enough. It didn't need any more than
It
that.
was just enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the director is like it's really weird. So we get like so it's David Steinman, and he's the assistant director in Rush Hour 2.
Okay.
And the production assistant in Castaway. I'm like,
That's his claim to fame.
that's like the 3 things he's done. I was
Production
like,
assistant.
He's known for it.
Did he set up like craft services? Did he know Dr. Fruit?
Hey, he was also the assistant to the director of
He's gotten the finest coffees.
an Inspector Gadget as well.
Oh shit, was he?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Yeah, I
he has
mean,
a lot of things. A
a
lot.
lot of weird stuff. Random.
I know. How does it? Or when does somebody like? Yeah, you can direct Santa Claus.
And
or
despite
Santa's-
all-
Santa's
I'm
sleigh.
gonna do a movie in Canada. It's gonna be an hour long.
Despite all that,
Have fun.
This is his only directed movie.
Yes, that is
Yeah.
correct.
Yeah.
His IMDb page doesn't even have this as one of his top 4.
It's just everything that he assisted on. It's like, and his prize work is just not top 4.
Well, I think the movie speaks for itself in that regard.
You mean this wasn't as good as his assistant directing in Inspector Gadget?
He directed the fuck out of Inspector Gadget.
Yeah, he did.
What do you think the budget on this movie was? Do we know?
1.
One. Is that in?
It's like the Price is Right guess.
right?
$1.
You don't want to go over. Is that one in loonies or American?
1.
One.
Fair.
No one got paid.
Well, we're still with this family, and they immediately get slaughtered. Santa comes to town, and it's Goldberg, and he's Santa Claus.
He pops out of the chimney like the Kool-Aid Man. He's like,
It's like they
he
designed
just
it for him to
crashes
come
through
out,
it and
but
just
he
starts
couldn't do it.
immediately fucking killing people.
I don't know why he didn't get cranky with him. Goldberg is also Jewish.
That's true.
Yeah. Real all Jewish cast right here.
Yeah, he burns Fran Drescher's face off. He
And then drowns her in eggnog.
Yeah.
I thought the eggnog probably would have felt pleasant at that point.
Oh,
in
nice
time.
and soothing.
I think so too. Yeah.
It had a
thank
nice
you, Santa.
sizzle sound effect.
Yeah.
Yeah, dumped her head in there.
That's what I thought too, and I was like, oh yeah.
Probably smelled like French toast.
Oh. Feels terrible. Smells delicious.
I'm kind of hungry for French toast.
He bursts through the chimney. He kicks Mr.
The cat.
Scribbles.
Oh, he kicks the dog.
He
Yeah.
kicks the dog into a ceiling fan.
Normally, I'm against kicking of dogs in movies, but this was
No,
nice.
this was fun, yeah.
Because the dog was fine afterwards.
All rules are off in this movie.
Scribbles had some nice ricochet action going on.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he killed a lady with like the star at the top of the Christmas tree. He ninja'd her with it.
Yeah. Noxzema. Yeah. Khan is stabbed in both hands.
Into the table so he can't move.
Yeah.
And then a turkey leg.
Yeah, he gets
Yeah.
turkey.
He gets double killed.
Yeah.
Hey, you're fresh off, like, what are you, fresh off the one that was released on Friday where he was killing people with carrots and now people are dying with turkey legs.
Nice.
Yeah,
Yeah. This is fantastic.
It's the holidays.
Yeah,
it is.
And so yeah, that's the opening. We get a just hell of an opening. A Goldberg going ballistic. People are dying. A lot of things are said. And then we really get to the rest of the movie. Welcome to Hell Township. The rest of the movie's all in Canada. A big snowy background, and we get to meet several characters. Before we started recording, Jeremy's like, I can't remember any of the characters. I'm like, there's literally Nicolas, Mac, Santa, and Grandpa. I was like, we don't need to know anyone else. And that's the crew. We got a whole crack crew going on. And Dave Thomas is going to play a pastor eventually.
Yes.
Is Mac the girl?
Yeah, it's Mary Mac Mackenzie is the
Okay,
girl.
that Claire from Lost.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Is she lost?
She's not found.
Yeah. No.
Well, Santa found
She
her.
lost credit by being in this movie.
On that note, I'd like to point out that James Caan was uncredited in this movie.
That
Per his
tracks.
Per his
He's like,
request.
you will not associate my name with this movie in any way, shape, or form.
He gave them $20. He was like, listen, I'll help fund this movie if you don't put my name on it.
So that's where they got the money from. It was
Yeah,
con
James
money.
Caan.
I like that versus Chris Kattan and Fran Drescher. They're like, yeah, you put my name on this, sure.
You know, I just read my note here. When they're giving thanks in the first scene, they said, we're thankful for being not poor or Samoan.
Yeah.
Is that a
Yeah.
joke? Is that like a reference to something?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Right, there's
think
universal
that
racism.
Was Rock first considered for this movie? And they wanted to take a dig at him?
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Well-
There might be some trivia there.
This movie would have sucked if The Rock was in it.
Yes.
Well, I mean, this movie opens up way differently. Now we're in a delicatessen.
We are in a
in
delicatessen.
Hell Township, and The guy running the delicatessen loves his 2 coworkers, as we've noted. We get Mac, and Grandpa's going to always reference her as Mary, but it's either Mary or Mac, and Nicolas or Nicky. And the owner's like, "Oh my God, I love you guys!" And he gets Mac a snow globe of Delaware, and he gets Nicky or Nicholas a world clock that tells the time in all time zones. And it's really bizarre because none of these things are in boxes or wrapped. It seems like he just grabbed them off the
They're
shelf
in
of his
sandwich bags.
house. Right. And
It was just the lost and found.
right, even in 2005, it's like someone's like, "Hey, here's a clock." I'd be like,
Okay.
Yeah, digital world clock. You can tell the time, any time zone.
my
Got it.
reply
there.
would be nifty.
It's 2005. Even in Canada, they probably had cell phones.
Well,
I don't know.
yeah.
I mean, I don't think anyone used one in this movie, but
I mean, they needed some type of gift after having to deal with the old Karen who was ordering the big D.
the cigarette
yes.
lady.
Yeah,
That's so cool.
I love this woman. So we are in the delicatessen, and before the gifts are given, this crotchety woman is just swearing up a storm, refusing to pay like the current price for any of her sandwiches. Basically, tells everyone to f off, and then the owner's like, "Hey, happy holidays."
She
She's
calls
like,
Mary a fucking whore. She's like, fucking whore.
yeah, and then he's like, "F," she's like, "F you." It's like political bullshit. Like it's like say happy Merry Christmas, and they say it. She's like, "All right, now still f off." Nice lady.
If my life continues on the trajectory it's going, that's 100%. I'm going to start kicking down the doors in delis and be like, "Fuck you, give me a sandwich."
Well, you're spreading the Christmas cheer.
While
That's important.
spreading Christmas cheer, of
Yeah.
course.
She is the coolest person in this movie.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Right, but
You can tell
unfortunately,
because she's smoking.
She
unfortunately,
doesn't last long.
lots of hip references. We get Santa Claus, "Move, bitch, get out the way," right off the street, and just like,
Some Ludachristmas there.
yeah, you got to celebrate Ludachristmas. It's a Ludachristmas miracle.
It is.
And she's off to Santa immediately. He's killing off all the naughty people in town. He's not having it.
It seems like Santa has spread that
think
holiday
Santa's
cheer
just killing
right back.
everybody.
Yeah, I don't know that his list is being adhered to.
I don't think Santa was very, like, I don't think he cared if they were naughty or nice. He was just, like, looking for...
Yeah, that's
souls.
true. He was
Yeah.
killing indiscriminately a little later on, but you can justify this little old lady's murder. I mean, she was a bitch.
Well, and she was driving really slow, but also he can fly, but he was not at this moment and upset
Sometimes,
about the... Okay. Yeah.
So, am I nuts in thinking that Santa is using a white buffalo?
No, it's a
to
reindeer.
fly his
They
sleigh?
said it multiple times.
It's a hell
That is a
deer.
reindeer.
Hell deer. Okay. Yeah, that's what Jeremy. That's what a reindeer looks like.
Yeah.
That's what a hell deer looks like.
Coke wants you to think that they're all like little deers with red noses.
Nope.
Reindeers are
Okay.
buffaloes.
Well,
Yep.
Spray painted white.
Anyway, yeah.
I mean, I feel like I'm versed in,
Nope.
that type of fauna, but
Little
Nope.
do you know.
No. Next week we'll get a proper zoologist or a cryptozoologist.
Yeah.
We'll get them both on. They'll show each other.
all right, the flying reindeer.
While this is all happening, Nicholas and Mac take off, and they're kind of dating. Like it's kind of alluded to. They're somewhat seeing each other,
Are they?
sort of.
Because like
No, they're not.
the boy
sort
one
of-
sucks.
Well, he's an idiot, and she wants a relationship or at least be on a date, and he
Well,
doesn't know what the hell's going on.
like this chick is far out of his league, and he is
Oh, yeah.
the biggest dingus.
the bingus.
He is a bingus.
He is a bingus.
The
Bing
whole
tot.
time. She's like ready to fucking go, and he's like, "Duh." that's my impression.
Nice.
Their chemistry was like brother and sister almost at first until she was ready to go. And then I thought, maybe this is a weird brother and sister relationship.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
But he's a dingus. You called him out.
During
That's
this
right.
during this drive home, he does say something that comes back, which is kind of amazing. He's like, I've never really liked like a lot of Christmassy stuff. My grandfather doesn't really like celebrate it. He's kind of weird about it, and I've always wanted like cool gifts. Like I was the kid who always wanted Optimus Prime and the Transformers, but I always got like the Easy Bake Oven, and that comes back later, and
Yeah.
in such an amazing way because Mac is like, oh, that sucks. Like I get it. Like I wish I could give you like a happy Christmas, and he's like, yeah.
Yeah.
Flirts with him so hard.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah.
And he says, like, "Okay, see ya. I'm
All
going
right,
to
I
go
gotta
hang
go."
out with my grandpa."
Yeah, I mean, we could all agree that dude is never doing better than this girl.
No.
Yeah,
that's it.
I mean,
that's the
like-
top for him.
He
Yeah.
might be the only age-appropriate guy in this town, as far as we know.
This is the
Yeah.
only option she has.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but just regardless, though, I mean, he's never doing better. I'm not even saying she's like amazing. I'm just saying he's never doing better.
Right.
Like, dude. Like, God.
We saw the talent at Gold Diggers. There's not a lot to work with in this
Yeah,
town.
this guy's gonna be like drinking himself to
Talent there
death with
was.
his grandfather and like listening to like Glory Days like constantly,
Yeah.
like the Springsteen song and like crying up a storm every Christmas.
Glory days. Don't let them pass you by.
You know, Santa killed everyone at Gold Diggers
Yeah.
except for the talent. Were they on the nice list?
No, he killed them.
Well, they-
No, he
And-
killed.
There's
yeah,
an
he
illusion
burned
of
them up.
burning them to
Yeah.
death.
He lit a fire near them. That was enough.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
He thought they were cold because they weren't wearing it.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Gotta warm these bitches up.
Here you go. Fire scarecrow.
Exactly.
Well, we do meet Grandpa in a second. Like eventually,
Yeah, that's true.
eventually,
Grandpa's
Mac and Nicholas get to his house, which is Grandpa's house. He's got 1 million padlocks on the door and an alarm system
with like different keys hidden.
yeah. You mean with a key at the front door?
All keys are within 3 feet of the front door.
There is a front door key behind a clock next to the front door that unlocks all the padlock doors or all the padlocks. Yeah,
There's a key under a statue
yeah, fantastic.
right there.
Boom.
Just to the left.
Yeah.
See, I also don't understand what is the grandpa trying to lock out. Like he has like 40 locks on the front door.
He's trying
but-
to lock out Santa Claus.
No.
Yeah, but he knows that
No.
Santa can just fucking cleave right through that door whenever he wants to.
The whole thing is a ruse, and we'll find that out later. I don't think he's trying to lock out Santa at all. So it must be just trying to delay him.
He's
2
trying
seconds.
to keep that fucking wiener kid out of his house.
Yeah, get this fucking dork out of here.
Or he's just weird. I mean, it's just
Yeah, I think he's just weird.
yeah. I like him. I like his weirdness.
If my grandson can't get in, he'll go bang that chick and leave me alone.
Well,
Doesn't work.
Well, what's crazy is Mac gives Nicholas a gift.
Ah, yes.
Is it the Nutcracker?
Some
No, no, no,
freshly slain Wolverine.
Yeah, there's Wolverine and a gun.
Yeah. So first she's like, to the grandfather, my dad killed a Wolverine. Here it is, and it's like hacked up meat bits on a plate. Still
furry.
And then she gives Nicholas a gun.
Yeah.
Straight up gun. Unpack. You ever unpack a gun on Christmas morning?
But then we find out it's a transformer, and she's
Yeah.
like, "That's what you always wanted." He's like, "Yeah, cool."
Does anyone want to say what he says when he opens the package?
Not verbatim.
Okay.
Oh, Mike, you got to say it now.
Well, no, I'm not.
you
I'm not going to be the one.
I will say,
should
I
say
want to
it.
go on record and say that if anyone gives me Wolverine meat and a gun for
No.
any gift, we're getting married.
That's what's on the list.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all I want.
Hazel
Well-
wrote a letter to Santa Claus, and that's the 2 items.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Wolverine
what's
was
crazy is this: as horrific of gifts as they are, I agree with Hazel. That person's going to defend you for the rest of their lives. Like
Yeah.
that person with those 2 gifts just signed up. They're 100% on board. Here's Wolverine meat and a gun. Like, oh my god! Like this guy will go to the end of the earth for me. Like,
Yeah, we're in this for the long haul.
right. Like that's your opening move. Like, good god!
Yeah.
It's like giving 3 wise men giving gifts to the Jesus family.
Frankincense, myrrh, Wolverine meat, and a gun.
A gun.
The guns from all 3 of us.
Yes. So that kind of resolves itself. Grandpa then tells a little bit of the backstory here.
And gives him a nutcracker, or shows a nutcracker weapon. He's like,
nutcracker weapon,
He's
yeah.
like, it shoots chestnuts, and it goes, I could kill
Yeah.
a man. He's like, all right,
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah, Grandpa has like a big.
It does shoot
fucking-
those chestnuts out of there.
It
though.
does shoot
I don't know
them
how
real
the
fast.
mechanism works, but they're firing out of there.
Well,
Yeah.
I think the conversation was alluded to chestnuts. They contain, if you don't crack them right, they can explode. It wasn't just like the nutcracker makes them explode, but he was trying to teach them a valuable lesson of being careful.
Yeah.
And of course, he's fucking around with the nutcracker, and it just explodes in his hand.
And we found out Grandpa has a bunker, and there's some stuff. And as Mike noted,
bunker.
There's some illusions. We don't know much. There's like a little bit of backstory. He's like, gotta watch about Christmas. We're like, what's going on?
He has a sweet book with a robot page turner.
But more importantly, we see Dave Thomas again. Hey, last week we saw Dave Thomas on Strange Brew, 1983. Whoa, accidental Dave Thomas Pete, two Pete to be specific. And he is the pastor in this town, and he is just going right to a strip club. He's collecting all the money from his practitioners and applying it to those in need.
Bills. The Lord wants bills. I'm seeing coins there.
Yeah, no, we don't need coins.
Yeah. Yeah, Jesus wants bills.
Yeah, he needs bills to help his own coin purse.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, he does go. He takes his Jesus bills to gold diggers,
where he puts them in a coin purse.
He does.
That's right.
No, this I just want to say, this strip club, all that they did was go to a Texas Roadhouse after hours and put a pole up, and that's what the strip club is.
I think the pole was already there. You know,
You might be right.
When was the last time you were at a Texas Roadhouse? They have a pole.
So, Drew, I know Lamar and Mike has seen this, the Chappelle Show. So remember the one guy who'd always do the robot? So there was the one scene where all of a sudden, like, the guy just starts playing the drums, like Tribe Called Quest drummers, like, and the guy just starts like doing the robot.
Yeah.
That's what Jeremy's saying. After hours, Texas Roadhouse, you throw it on a strip pole, and all of a sudden people are just taking off their clothes and dancing. Boom.
Hey.
After hours, man. Like 5 dudes
hours
just
of the
became a
Roadhouse.
bouncer. Like a dude just walked out of the bathroom, like, you're a bouncer now. He's like, all right. Let's give him a shirt.
Here you go. Security.
Yeah. Yeah, well, things are getting weird at the Texas Roadhouse.
Yeah, we also have the best song of the movie playing right now.
Is this the one
Really?
where
Because I
told
like
Colin
the
I'm
one
gonna
at
give
the
him
end
the
pretty
soundtrack?
good, too.
Dude, all of these songs were fantastic.
I think Pussy Town was the best song.
Sure.
Let's see. Do you have the lyrics? Can you sing us a chorus?
I don't have the lyrics. I can load it up on Apple Music if you want me to play a few bars.
Wow.
You want me to lay a few bars for you guys? By the venerable artist Machine Gun Fellatio.
Nice.
Wow.
I can't believe that was a real thing.
Well,
It
Goldberg
might not be.
Goldberg goes nuts. He's making out with strippers, but simultaneously killing bouncers. He
You
kills
mean the ho-ho-hos.
the valet. Gets taken away by his reindeer. He kills the doorman. And then, because Hazel noted, like, the strippers might not die. We don't see him die, but he does just throw a bunch of, like, accelerant on the floor and then lights it on fire and walks off. So I think there's an illusion he burned them down, but maybe not.
After he has like what are those, ornament, like a bomb, like a,
He's got little Christmas bombs
and he
later
throws it on the ground. He looks at him. He's like naughty.
I really did love all of the Christmas weaponry that was brought out and then immediately discarded.
Later in the movie, I
Yeah.
know he's got package bombs, like he's the Green Goblin. Like he's just like throwing them around.
He has a
ever
sick
been hit
green
by the
candy
package
cane that he
bomb?
just throws away.
He pulls it out and then just drops it. and
He
walks
pulls it
away.
out, doesn't use it on anyone, and throws it on the ground. It goes clank, clank, clank.
Correct.
He's a showman.
Yeah, he is. Is this where we get the claymation backstory?
No, I don't think yet, because now he's running amok. Like one of my notes is like, now it's Christmas Day. So this was the night before. So like he went insane on this strip club. Oh no! You're right. It was sort of, Mike. I don't remember if it's the claymation. I think that's later. But this is when Nicolas and his grandfather sit down, and his grandfather pulls out this 5,000-pound apparatus that is a page turner.
Oh no, that was earlier.
No, because now he's like going through it, and he's like,
Yeah, this is when the sun's going through.
Yeah, and it shows like animated pages of the book, like the little characters moving.
This is the storytelling.
No,
Yeah.
there were two storytellers.
Yeah,
there are multiple.
This is the
ones.
more elaborate.
There
one.
were.
This is the more elaborate.
This is
one.
the first one. The second one was claymation.
Yeah, the second one later is claymation, and this is like just highlighting that there was this old man and Santa had a bet with this. I mean, regardless of what order we're going in, like there was an old man who bet Santa, who is the son of Satan. Like, hey, like
What was Santa's mom's name?
oh, Ericka.
Ericka.
Good old
Yeah.
Ericka.
Lore for you there.
Yeah, little Ericka. And the bet was like, oh, like you're going to, instead of like harming children and hating them for the next 1,000 years, if I complete this bet and best you, you will, please children and bring them gifts and you'll celebrate the holiday. He's like, ha, ha, ha. And through a game of curling, this happens. In one story or the other, I'll tell you two now. And essentially, it's the old man is like, I'll go second. And Santa, full of hubris, is like, you stupid idiot. I am the best curler in the world. And gets there's like a hole in the ice and he gets the curling ball or puck.
It's a kettle.
Stone.
It's
kettle.
a stone.
A kettle. All right.
That's what they're called.
Kettle. He gets it like
Guys,
closer to this hole than anyone could, and then the old man throws it very slow, but it knocks Santa's into the hole. And for 1,000 years, Santa has been nice against his will. He hates children, actually, and as noted in the IMDb summary, he is now breaking the shackles of the 1,000-year curse. He's actually a demon. And of course, Nicolas, the son, is like, oh my God, it's 1,000 years to the date. I'm like, great.
To the date, buddy.
Hey,
Oh, come on, buddy.
that's today.
You fucking knob.
Yeah, oh my God, like these records are amazing.
Well, he has a clock now that can, tell time and all.
Yeah, thank
Yeah.
God for that. Thanks,
What about like daylight savings time and leap year and stuff like that? That probably wasn't accounted for. That whole calendar's whack.
Well,
A
the
wizard
clock
did.
doesn't have different calendar types, Paul. What do you want from him?
I don't know. They're probably like literally like 100 years and 55 hours off.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter because this is a story about good and evil. This is a story about Santa getting his comeuppance finally. Oh, I'm sorry. Wait.
It's about time we put an end to the scourge of this Santa crap. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, so Santa, he's killing people now.
He kills Tiny
Indiscriminately,
Lister,
by
I
the
think.
way.
Yeah.
Yeah, they go get
Now
some.
he
They
is.
go to a gas station and Tiny Lister's there. Last time we saw him, no holds barred.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's no gum because that guy died. The gum delivery guy died in the strip club incident.
The gummaning.
Yeah, he was a victim of the gummaning.
Santa Claus brought an entire town's supply chain to a halt.
Yeah,
He killed
He
the
got
gum
killed with
delivery
a-
guy.
But
I'm just glad Santa cleaned that,
That pole.
that
That
stripper
pole.
goo off that
Yeah,
pole
I know. Yeah, that
before
was
he.
gross.
Oh yeah.
but you can buy nicotine gum in this town for like $2.
Really?
Yeah, I know,
Yeah.
Colin. I have a note about that. Like, I need to find out, like, why is Canadian offering these nicotine products so
Yeah.
cheap?
Yeah.
Because
they want you to quit. They're thinking,
Yeah, they
public
got-
health.
got
It
a
was
whole healthcare
2005.
thing.
Everything was a nickel.
Yeah.
True.
I thought that was really going to come back at the end, like the purchasing of that nicotine gum.
Ooh, yeah. I can
Like
see
for
that.
some reason, like we need gum, we need something, and it just did not.
Yeah.
Well, there
I mean,
seemed
a
to be an
movie that
odd
is an
amount of
hour
focus
long.
on it.
Yeah, there was it was like, oh, that's like really cheap, and it was like, oh yeah, well, like I just opened up the shop, and like, hey, what's your problem? He's like, hey, it's only $2 and blah blah blah, and then he gives him I think $3 and has to run off. Then Tiny Lister looks at him like he gave him like $1 million.
Right. So you thought like that the nicotine gum was going to be how they defeated Santa?
Like something like
like
an
real Hungarian Miak. Is
it's
how you
not
kill
implausible
trolls.
with how this movie's
Oh,
been
yeah.
going so far.
Yeah.
Why they cast this scene was useless. Why they
There
put
wasn't a
Tiny
useful scene in this movie.
Maybe,
Hold me closer, Tiny Lister.
yeah, maybe Goldberg owed him a favor, and he's like,
Maybe.
"Yeah."
I'm trying to find a connection, but I can't.
Maybe they were just homies.
Maybe. There's deep wrestling references that I can't even like connect them to. Like they were in separate companies at the time. I can't find it, a real connection.
Interesting.
I also feel like this movie is just made up of smaller other movies.
It's just a number of little vignettes.
Oh yeah.
Like the opening scene, entirely different movie.
Yeah.
That scene with gum, different movie, 100%.
Yeah.
That was maybe it was like a trick. The director like asked Tiny Lister to go to get a dinner, and he's like, "While we're actually here, I have like a set gas station up the street.
Can you
Maybe
just go stand behind this cash register for a minute?
let's just to like have a fun little time. What's going on? Shh.
We'll shoot a scene, and
Drink
if it
this
works,
wine. Drink this wine, Tiny Lister. Drink some more wine."
yeah, then entice him with wine.
Well, while at the gas station, Nicolas overhears on the radio that like a lot of weird stuff is going down at the delicatessen. He's like, "Oh my god, this is where my boss works," and he runs over, and his boss is dead. Goldberg, in the meantime, wanted some food, and the boss is like, no. There's a real mummy moment here where his Star of David necklace like blinds Goldberg. This happens in the Mummy. He's like, oh, and he's like, you cannot stop me, and then kills him with a menorah.
Yeah,
and
as one does.
And then Nicolas shows up, and so do the police,
Yeah.
and then everyone goes to the police station.
Someone makes a "that's not kosher" joke.
There's a lot of
many
the
Jew
two
jokes were
aesthetics,
made
yeah.
here.
Yeah.
Shlomo and Rabinowitz.
I didn't catch that. So
You didn't hear Shlomo?
I didn't.
Oh yeah.
Why am I laughing?
Well, now we're going to the police station.
Yeah, we're
I like how the cops referred to the Orthodox Jewish people as Amish. He's like, we got a couple more Amish people out in the
God.
car.
Yeah,
I didn't catch that. That's good.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Yeah, what was the captain's name? The
Cock.
Yeah, Captain Cock.
Toby Cock.
Yeah,
Captain Cock.
Yeah,
What is it with you and Cock?
yeah.
Sergeant Dick Zucker.
Dick Zucker, yeah. Well, Zucker or no, everyone in the police station gets theirs.
Yeah,
Captain Cock gets tased in the nuts.
Yeah, I mean, Nicolas goes home, and then Goldberg shows up as Santa, that is, and just goes to town. Just goes to town on everyone. Yeah, you're right. Like, Santa, Captain Cock, who's dressed like Santa, gets tased in the nuts numerous times. He's dead. I couldn't tell if one of the police officers in the hallway is dead or just not paying attention.
Like doing a crossword puzzle?
Yeah,
I thought the same thing.
Thank God.
I was staring at him so hard,
Yeah.
trying to
Like,
figure
is it going to
out.
move?
He doesn't move. So
No.
there's a guy sitting there. He's like this older gentleman, and he does look like he's doing a crossword, and I can't tell if he's just been oblivious this entire situation or he's just dead slunched over. But
I feel like the joke there was supposed to have him not paying attention, but they should have ended it with something like he looked up and was like, nobody tells me nothing, or something
Right.
like that.
Because he was motionless the whole time. I'm glad I watched this movie with you guys because I'm glad we all had the same thought when this happened. Like, he didn't even move. If he moved even a little, it would have sold the joke better.
well, Nicholas immediately gets home, and now it's like code red. Like then we find out, yes, there's a key basically under a statue, which makes all the locks null and void because he opens all 7 of them. The alarm's going beep, 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 doesn't even turn it off. And even Goldberg notices that later. The alarm's still going. That's flash forward. But currently, Nicholas is there, and he's with Mac, and they're like, we got to go to this bunker. And the grandpa was like, what's going on? He's like, well, oh, wait, and I did skip a scene, so we'll get there. Sorry, 1 second. He's like, were you followed? And they're both like, And so let's talk about that following scene. Mac is driving a truck before they get back home. Sorry, I almost skipped this scene. I can't believe it. It's straight out of Terminator 2. Even Collin noted, is he going to T2 them? And basically, Mac is driving home. They are going to Grandpa's house. And a cop car tries to pull them over, and when they stop, it's Goldberg who gets out and then does start chasing them like the Terminator. And this is another fun scene where Mac is like, you're such an idiot. Like, she has to tell him, Nicholas, that is, how to load a gun. This is a gun. Like, this is how you put it in the hole. Like, there's all these innuendos.
I don't know. If you've never loaded a shotgun before, it might not be intuitive.
I mean, he's holding the bullet and the gun is open, and he's like, what am I supposed to do?
At that part, I have to agree with you, Paul. It was pretty stupid. Like,
I mean, you would have to be like 6 years old at this point in time. Well, how about this? You would have to have never seen media or played a video game to not understand, like, at least what is supposed to happen at this point in time.
that's true.
He is a big dweeb, though.
He is.
He works at a deli,
Yeah.
Yeah.
a Jewish deli.
Yeah. What does that have to do?
Yeah, I don't know what that means.
How dare you?
That's where the dweebs work.
Yeah.
Everything's not whitefish salad, friend.
Oh, go for some of that.
Gafilka.
Little schmear.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, they shoot Santa.
They do.
This is a really nice homage to Hazel's mom. Hazel's mom and I were talking, and she said, like, she's really astute with continuity. And she was telling me about something in a movie, and I was like, oh my God, that's like awesome. And Collin really noticed a continuity issue right here that Goldberg is in a cop car and then gets out and starts running. And as they're driving away, there's a pan back scene, and that cop car is gone.
The cop car disappeared.
And then there's another scene, that cop car is back. But yeah, he gets on the car and Nicolas does shoot him and he flies off the car and he's like, naughty, naughty. He doesn't say that, but in his mind he said that. And I was
like 75% of his lines in this movie are just him, not even puns, just him saying Christmas things.
They're always so bad, too.
Yeah.
I love that shit in movies all the time. And
Absolutely.
this movie was terrible at it.
On the plus side, it wasn't a lot. He's not really that vocal in this movie, and he's not trying to be punny most of the time, but most of the stuff does come out kind of flat.
Yeah, he's the spawn of Satan. He knows what he is.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
doesn't have to bring anything to the
That's
table.
very true.
Well, Grandpa goes into like full-on freak mode, in a good way, like in a controlled mode. He's like, I've waited for this. He's like, I built this as a kind of like a little bunker, but this is not a fortress. Like we've got some plans. So he's like, we're gonna go this way and we're gonna go that way, and he basically just like goes into the bunker, which is like the base, like a fortified basement. But he just like takes a little loop, and then they're in the garage, and there's 2 snowmobiles. I was like, apparently
like an elevator in the water heater.
Yeah, like the back way to the bunker is just like go through the garage.
I will say the locks on the door and then the metal door on the bunker bought them maybe 5 minutes of time.
Yeah.
This is why I think that he isn't as, kooky or whatever. Like, why, even though it's like, well, he's going against, an invincible, super strong Santa Claus, why even bother? That's why. Because it wasn't meant to, like, be a bunker. It was meant to be a hallway that
It's a
delayed
diversion,
slightly.
yeah.
And so,
go.
he's totally in on it.
He invited the carolers there just to get killed to buy him some time.
Colin, was this a distraction knife?
It was a distraction door knife.
Yeah, some carolers show up. They get slaughtered by Santa, and this also buys them some time. So Mac and Nicolas get on 2 snowmobiles, but one's not working. So then Grandpa has to bide some time, but he gets mauled by the reindeer. And
Hell dear.
And he gets his fucking skull stomped in by Santa.
And that's when Goldberg's like, Grandpa got ran over by a reindeer.
God damn it.
And the audience laughed.
And yeah, so
I still say that's a goddamn buffalo, though.
So Mac jumps on Nicholas's snowmobile because her stalls out, and they kind of ride off to freedom for a second. But
He just
Grandpa
doesn't know how to use the snowmobile.
Grandpa in theory is dead, but he's not. I'm going to tell you that right
Yeah,
now because like in
this-
5
this-
minutes you're going to find out he's not dead.
This kid can't figure out how to load a shotgun, but he is a professional fucking snowmobiler
Sure.
from
Yeah.
the get-go.
Well,
Canada. They
they
born with it.
snowmobile to school, and I don't really know why this is like the major plan, but like they go there. Does anyone know why this is like their plan?
Because they're nerds.
Okay.
Yeah, well, I have in my notes, like, why did they go to the high school? Question mark.
I thought like I looked on for a second. And sometimes like I take a note and I ask everyone in the room like, oh, did I miss something? But I was like, oh, like there's like a reason. I'm gonna find out. I don't.
There's some dialogue between the two, Mary and Nicholas, and it makes I think he just wants to go into the high school because it's big, and he's like, it would be easy to hide there. That's the only thing I could infer from that whole scene.
Well, they try to break the windows, or he does, and he's unsuccessful because he can't, smash through a window. So she actually does it with his helmet, and this is another scene where she is up front. She's like, I got to slide through this broken glass, so like you're gonna have to kind of push me down. And he's like, oh, like I'm gonna have to grab you. And she just grabs his hands, like puts tits down. She's like, oh my God, I have to make every like forward move with you, dude. Like push me down and in there. And he's like, oh, okay. So they get in. Then Goldberg is there because now they're in the library. There's a library battle. One of the most amazing moments is Goldberg has like undefined Christmas magic, and I feel like he's able to do things with precision a little more because of this like Santa magic. And one of his moves is he just chucks a book at Nicholas's face and it just thunks him right square in the head. It's amazing.
That scene walked so that the library scene in John Wick could run.
Yeah. This was like the most painful line, I think, because it was a book of the Christmas Carol. And he's like, Christmas can sure scare the Dickens out of people.
Colin stood up and clapped.
That was
Colin bowed.
I fell to my knees and wept.
Colin was wearing an old Englishman suit and like that 3/4 top hat. He took off his hat and bowed.
It was that special of a moment for you, wasn't it, Colin?
Dude, I am going to be thinking about this for 3 months.
That's
And
when his
Colin's already planning Santa's sleigh tattoos.
that's when his puns peaked for you, wasn't it?
No, yeah.
Peak puns.
There it is.
puns?
That was his peak pun.
I'm going to
Once
wake
it all
up at
over.
like 3 o'clock in the morning and cry myself back to sleep.
That's the
Tell your
one.
wife, you're gonna
I'm going to whisper to my wife.
wake up.
I'm wondering if that hot gum, smoking gum thing was some weird product placement, because there was also an odd focus on Tenactin.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
He is.
because like you gotta hide your snowmobile keys. You know, you don't want to leave those
course.
lying around.
Oh yeah.
Of course.
Hand
And
me
what
that
better place
bottle
to
of
hide them than a fucking
tough
athlete's
acting
foot.
Tenactin.
Well, this is another moment where I'm like, are they in a school? Like, why is this happening? Because now they flee from the library and, of course, go to a full-size hockey rink. That
Well,
is
it's a
in-
Canadian high school.
Right. It is also a full-size hockey rink. This doesn't look like a practice for the kids. This looks like where maybe like semi-professionals might go and practice.
Well, how else are they going to include a Zamboni machine?
Well, I mean, maybe like I'm not versed in, all of our Canadian listeners, please rate us. But in America, a lot of people have swimming pools. I guess you just all have, ice skating rinks in your backyards. I got it. Now I
in America,
understand.
we have fewer Zambonis in our high schools.
Yeah. We don't have as many Zambonis. We just have crime and sadness.
Yeah.
That's true.
Gotta compensate for our lack
Maybe.
of some.
We have lesser cafeteria lunches than you do. That leads to probably the crime and sadness.
That's very true.
You have maple and wisdom.
Golly.
Well, all right. Well, kind of this is the showdown where Goldberg is on a Zamboni and he's just pissed off. He's like, I'm going to kill you kids and you kids suck. And I killed your grandfather and now to hell with all of you. And he's about to run all of them through. But the Zamboni stops with the kettle. There's a mysterious ghost kettle that is holding up the Zamboni machine. And Goldberg just does not like it. And we hear, Grandpa? He's alive? What? My God.
You can actually
You're
see
an
him.
angel, Grandpa.
Peepaw?
There's a spirit. There's a light spirit around him, and he has a halo.
This is where the big budget
And like a
came in.
Charlie Sheen, like
We
2.5 Men
find
shirt
out
on.
the true story that Grandpa is actually an archangel. He was that old man who made that bet. What? Nicholas, I fell in love with your grandmother, and I gave up all of my powers for you. I did love her. But Santa's a bitch, and we've got to kill him.
He said it just like that.
He also didn't give up all of his powers because he was able to reincarnate.
Yeah, what's going on?
Very
Like,
true.
really undescript. But now like stuck in a ice rink.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah,
special
you gotta
rules of
haunt that rink
reincarnation
now.
there. Yeah.
School ghosts, yeah.
Oh, you became a rink spirit.
All ghosts in Canada haunt hockey rinks.
They're limited
That's a
to ice
known
hockey
fact.
rinks.
If you guys didn't know, my moniker on the street is Banshee of the Rink.
Get that tattooed on your head, and you're ready to go.
You don't want to know.
They'll know once you get it tattooed on your head.
I don't want
Your
to know.
back, your back tattoo.
Oh no, my tramp stamp.
Banshee of the rink with an arrow pointing down.
It's pointing everywhere. There's several arrows. Well, grandfather's like, why don't we have another bet, you old son of a bitch? And Santa is like, this time it won't be so easy.
Play like a damn fiddle. What the
Yeah,
hell?
he's like, it's the same exact thing that we did before, but this time you're gonna fall into hell.
But Santa's like, you're going first this time. He's like, you're an idiot, and you're going to go first. And so grandfather, throws his little kettle, and it gets pretty close. And then Goldberg just throws him down a hellhole.
I like that. That's a proportional response. I'm not going to play this game. I'm just going to pick you up and throw you in this hole.
Yeah, he's done.
This scene drove me fucking crazy.
Or is
Why?
he?
Because Santa, if he had learned his fucking lesson, he could have won because he went second. He could have bonked his fucking thing into the hole and then said, you fucking idiot, we just did this 1,000 years ago.
We did.
Learn your goddamn lesson. But instead, he's like, no, I'm going to fucking toss you in a hole.
it was just
Seems
easier
easier,
that
yeah.
way. He was right there.
Colin, there's an old saying. It's called "Hole is where the heart is." I don't know if you knew that.
Hey, he
No.
did.
I'm gonna get you that at Bed Bath and Beyond, like a little wall plaque.
The hole is where the hole is.
It's and then you can put it right next to it. It's always like wine o'clock.
Yeah.
Maybe heart is where the hole is. Hole is where the... Okay.
Puddin' ring is.
That's the merch for this episode.
We should get some wall plaques.
Yeah, not for my house, but for yours.
There's no room for any more with all the wall plaques he already has.
Yeah, I have way too many wall plaques.
Count like 17 on them right now.
Structural wall plaques.
It's a load-bearing wall plaque.
I'm wearing a shirt that says "Margarate me" right here.
He is.
Well, Grandpa closes the hellhole. That's good with his magic kettle. They get him out of the hellhole. He's like, I am in love with your grandmother, and I will help you, but we've got to get Santa. And they're like, let's do it. And he's like, I cannot leave. Goodbye.
Yeah, why is he trapped in the ice rink?
Goodbye.
I said goodbye.
Good day, sir. Remember me for an archangel and a man now trapped, probably haunting this rink.
Yeah, but no, seriously, why can't he leave the
Yeah,
ice
was
rink?
that
I
explained?
said goodbye.
I said good
It's time
day,
for
sir.
Grandpa to go bye-bye.
All right.
And they do. And so they do the smartest thing. They go to the basically like the local gun club. They're
Well,
like
all those guys were out there like shooting skeet next to the Christmas parade.
right, and then
that was happening.
that is Mac and Nicholas. They go to
Yeah.
like the local hunters, the gun club.
Yeah.
in town.
Because like her dad is the president or
Yeah.
whatever.
And her dad is a nut fucking job, dude.
Yeah.
They introduced the most characters in like the last 2 minutes of
Correct.
the movie.
Yeah,
I know.
So
They really do.
llama cigarettes.
Yeah, I was gonna note. So one thing is like apparently like they've been saving llama cigarette miles and like been cashing in on like cool merch as far as like parkas and hoodies and stuff. And we're gonna get to a surprise thing in a second. But yeah, they're like, oh, we smoke cigarettes and shoot things.
This is
There's,
big,
there's a Native American talking through a voice box as he's smoking.
Too many laga cigarettes. He literally says he gave up a lung.
It's literally fucking Ned from South Park.
Yeah, Uncle Jimbo, yeah.
Yeah. There's like a total homage to South Park. So they're like, hey, there's going to be like basically a flying reindeer, and you've always wanted to kill one. And they're like, yes. They're like, let's do it. Like there's like no
Yes.
questioning this. This just happens. And so Santa comes flying out, and there's the reindeer, and they keep trying to shoot it, but no one really gets it. But all of a sudden, this thing explodes. And Mac is like, oh my God, what happened? Daddy, what are you doing? And he's like, I got the bazooka from some llama miles. So he just blew this thing up, and everyone is just shouting.
cost me a long.
Yeah, the one guy's like, it cost me a long. And they were just showered with like reindeer guts.
This reminded me of Tremors.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Oh, yeah.
And so we get a little surprise. Santa is impaled on a Christmas pole, but it's Dave Thomas. Like he was dressed as the pastor. So they're like, we got to cut this guy down. But they're like, basically Santa's dead, and it's kind of it. Like for this kind of story, Mac Mackenzie, and Nicholas are now officially a hot item.
Even though she kisses like a guy.
She kisses like a dude.
Yeah, you kiss like a guy. What? I don't know. Yeah, this relationship is gonna last until the night.
Yeah.
They might make it to
Until the end of that kiss.
Yeah.
I'd also like to point out I'm not a gun person, so if there are any gun people, listeners out there, write in to Paul directly and talk to him. They're firing from like miles away at this reindeer with a bunch of shotguns.
Oh yeah.
Aren't those a close range weapon?
Yes. Yeah,
It
that
depends
was
on what's in
ridiculous.
it, but yeah, for sure.
Well, that's why they didn't hit him. You know?
Yeah, right. That's why they needed the RPG
Yeah.
or whatever.
Once again, perfect, scientific, factually accurate movie.
Yeah.
Those were distraction shotguns. When they're looking at the shotgun shells that can hit
Exactly.
them, that's when the
Yeah.
bazooka gets you.
That was-
Well, that essentially is the end of the story for Mac and Nicholas. We never really find out what happens to Grandpa. Apparently, he is now just a specter
yeah,
that
he's
haunts
haunting
the
that
ice
rink,
rink.
man.
Fantastic. I'm sure he loves that. But then we do get to see that Santa is alive. He is.
He's cosplaying as the guy from West Coast Choppers.
Yeah.
That's what I said. He looks like a Hell's Angel.
Right, on getting on an airplane.
Yeah. And he checks his sack.
Yeah.
Nice sack, sir.
Has your sack been out of your
I like-
sight?
I like how the major airline had a fucking direct flight to the North Pole.
Yeah. No, there was a layover in Manitoba.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that layover.
But yeah, he'll be back. I mean, apparently he is just now Santa. I don't know what's going on. There's really no conclusion.
Doesn't matter. Now it's over.
Now,
except for this dope song that they're going to play.
Santa Claus is coming to town.
Was anyone else disappointed there was no pun? He just kind of sat down and waiting, and it just faded to black.
Lamar, the pun was what you wanted it to be. That's what it meant. It was open to interpretation.
The pun was the friends we made along the way.
He made no friends along the way. That was the pun, I guess. You're right.
Well, before we get into our final overview of Santa's sleigh, feel free to reach out to us at rabbittroopsuckspodcast@gmail.com. Is there a movie that you have some kind of interest in? Do you know something about these movies? Do you need those isolated sound clips that we always talk about? Feel free to reach out to us for a myriad of reasons. We're always here. Or just to spread the holiday cheer. Tell us something cheerful. Ho, ho, ho.
What kind of things do our listeners know about these movies we've been doing?
I don't know.
Like, is that like are you asking for like the Illuminati to contact you right now?
How dare you?
I just hope anyone fucking suggests anything so we don't have to watch movies like this anymore.
How dare you?
What?
Yeah, Colin.
What?
Just calm down.
Colin, coming in hot.
I let you sit in Mike's chair, and this is the kind of shit you're pulling.
Colin was in Mike's chair and all.
Sorry, guys, it's the
I
Rumplemans.
I can't wait for your review.
Well, also, we have a webpage, rabbittroopsucks.com, where there are links to merchandise, pictures, various other things, and some of our episodes. As always, our episodes play on all platforms, which includes Spotify, the podcast app on my iPhone. Go to Amazon, go to YouTube, go wherever. If you like one platform or are curious about another, feel free to switch over. And we're on social media, Facebook and Instagram. What did everyone think about Santa's sleigh? I'm kind of nervous about Colin. Jeremy, why don't you jump in? What are you thinking about Santa's sleigh?
Yeah, so I see this movie as like a story of a young Jewish boy that was down on his luck, spent his last $15,000 or so for a 3-day weekend in Vegas, culminating on the night of Christmas Eve. And in his hotel room, he finds a lamp, and he rubs that lamp, and a genie pops out, and is like, "What's your wish?" And he says that I want to turn the last bag of cocaine that I have into a fantastic Christmas movie to push into the Christmas day. And that's what this movie is. That's how this movie got.
That wish came true.
Yeah. Yeah. This is
Beautiful.
Cocaine Christmas.
Did you watch this with your kids?
Yeah, they were worried about the strippers too. Yeah, they're like, "Did they die, Daddy?"
Naughty,
Like,
naughty.
I don't know. I hope not. But yeah, it was a fun movie. There's so many stupid things. It's not a good movie by any way, shape, or form. But I bet you it was fun to watch with you guys in like the same room. Unfortunately, I wasn't there. Yeah.
Missed you, buddy.
You were there in spirit.
Cocaine Christmas.
Colin, what did you think about Santa's sleigh?
Oh,
I'm
boy.
gonna have to fucking sit on this for a couple weeks.
Nice.
I don't know. It just like I liked all of the music. I like
Okay.
I like the songs. Like the lyrics were necessarily may not be top notch, but like 2005, like thematically, like they were fucking bumping. I think. I don't know, man. I just can't.
You were giggling this entire fucking movie. Don't you come in here with that.
So like for how silly it is, a lot of the like kind of puns just didn't quite hit. So like I think overall I'm probably gonna be like, all right, I'm in. Mm-hmm. But I know there's gonna be things that I'm just like not as into as a lot of the other movies of this tier that we've seen.
Would this movie have been better for you if there was a giant bird in it?
That I forgot about halfway through.
Son of a foreign dog.
What bird?
I think this would have been better if they tried a little harder on the puns. That's really all I fucking need, evidently, to make something entertaining to whatever the fuck.
You just needed this movie to be stupid enough.
Yeah, I either needed to be down here or up here, and in this middle, I just have to sit on it and let it.
Colin needs a
sink
good
in.
pun fu movie.
Yeah.
Nice. Do you want to tell him to sit on it, Potsy?
He needs to sit on it for a week or two, apparently.
I'm going to send him a picture of a bird tomorrow. I'm not going to write anything.
What do you mean a bird?
What do you mean? God damn it.
There was an owl in this movie.
That lives in my head, Lamar.
It really
rent-free.
Hazel, what did you think of Santa's sleigh?
So,
Yes.
with so far 2 of the movies that I've been assigned to watch in preparation for this podcast, on the first initial watch, I've been like, what is this? And then on the second watch, on the rewatch, I really get into it. I think for a movie with minimal talent and a script that is mainly made up of not even mildly successful puns and stick and ball jokes, this is a fun movie. I think I said when we met, Collin, this is not a good movie, but it is a fun movie. And I stand by that. I think it's a good watch. I will be watching it more in future holidays. So thank you for making me watch this movie.
When are you going to show this to your daughter? Tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Get our daughters together.
Tomorrow morning at breakfast.
Kids, we're gonna get together. We're gonna make some family cookies. We're gonna have a play. Yeah, Hazel and I will set up between our daughters a play date in Santa's sleigh. Fantastic.
Now, kids, this place is called Gold Diggers.
Great.
You have a whiteboard, your definition.
Lamar, what are you thinking of Santa's sleigh?
I loved it. Collin, I'm almost with you on the. This didn't quite make the pun quota, but it made my pun quota, and for that, I found it just enjoyable. This movie is more background noise for me. Like, fuck the plot and everything. This is just for me, and being a wrestling fan, this is just an hour and 20 minutes of Bill Goldberg just losing his shit, fucking around,
It's
throwing
an hour
anybody.
and 17, friend.
Oh shit! I gave him an extra 2 minutes to do shit, and they ruined it.
Lamar, when you say plot, what are you referring to?
I'm referring to any scene where Goldberg is throwing someone through a wall, kicking him in the nuts, stabbing him in the hands,
Tasing
or
him in the balls.
tasering them in the balls.
'Tis the season.
That was the plot for me, and this film delivered a lot of that. As far as how they're going to kill Santa Claus or why Santa Claus is doing evil things. We've seen this trope in a lot of recent movies lately. And by recent, I mean like the last 20 years. Santa Claus is evil, we have to stop him. Or Santa is an evil demon, whatever. Around this time of year, we always see Christmas movies with a horror aspect of this. There's no horror here. This is all comedy. But if you're gonna go that route, this is a great movie to do it with. It doesn't take itself seriously, and with its time length, you're gonna smile. You're gonna like it. I'm gonna like it. I liked it.
He did it. Mike, what are you thinking?
Yeah, I love this movie. It's so fucking stupid. Everyone in it is amazing. Like, now we have Krampus. Like, this was before Krampus really entered the zeitgeist and we had like a holiday villain, I guess. And they just made one up. Like, they made up some lore. They tried to reverse engineer the Santa Claus story. His mom's name was Rebecca. Like, Jesus Christ. No one gave a shit about this.
Ericka?
Yeah, they're like,
it's Ericka, sorry.
How would an evil Santa like become good through curling?
Yeah, exactly.
Fucking curl.
Santa Claus had to curl an angel for like anything. Come on, it's so good. You guys were all laughing, even if you're poo-pooing this. This movie is fun and it's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, Mike knows I am not poo-pooing this. Like, so this is like a little more directed towards Mike. We chose this movie because we just kind of fell backwards into it one year. Again, like we probably saw it closer to 2000. It said, it was released 2005. I would guess
probably saw it 2006,
7. Yeah, 6, 7, just randomly on some kind of streaming network or something along these lines. So again, this is my note directed towards Mike. This is the craziness. Lamar noted this. There are so many movies that have like we've seen like Evil Santa, and then you noted as well. Like then like Krampus is like more of a thing now. This is one of the few movies that is like, although it's still a comedy, there's still more like that evil Christmas element. this is one of the few movies, and I agree with Hazel, I could totally go back and watch this movie. Yeah. I think it's because it's an hour and 17 minutes. I think it's because, and Mike totally is doing justice, Nicolas, the kid, is such a wiener in this movie. And that just makes it fun. Like, he is an idiot. Mac is way cooler and way more hands-on. Grandpa is like an eccentric weirdo. He's from Last Action Hero. My God. Like, or not Last Action Hero, Greatest American Hero. He's the older dude in Greatest American Hero. He still looks old now. He's a weirdo. Goldberg is just a stomping goofball of a Santa. I would totally throw this movie on. As I said, Mike and I might not watch it every single year, but we've watched it so many times together, at least every other year. This is such a bizarre movie that I just have a lot of fun. And I think there's something to be said about just like during the holidays, I just want to see like a cold, snowy movie. So it could be like a horror movie. It could be a comedy. I'm just like, cool. Like, it's cold and snowy. I'm in. So regardless of what's happening, even if this wasn't Santa and just like a deranged demon during the holidays, I'm still in. This movie is so freaking weird. I would totally recommend it. Watch it amongst friends. Rami always asks, should we watch this in a group? I do wish Jeremy was here. I think Colin's going to warm up to this movie.
After he's sat on it for a week.
I don't know. I mean, I
watched it another time or two.
You're never going to make me warm up to Manborg, I'll tell you that.
You have already warmed up. You're already quoting it, Jeremy.
Yeah.
Like, you've quoted...
In your heart, you love it.
Jeremy has quoted Manborg on like 7 different episodes.
Every time when we sign off, he's quoting Manborg.
I know. There is no heaven, Jeremy.
Yeah.
How did they hover? Jeremy, how did they...
What?
That's all you need to know.
Yeah. When the Jewish deli owner died, I like how he quoted like the last words when he came suddenly back to life were like, Santa's real. And he just died again.
Well, it's some advice you would want to give at that moment. You only have like one line of breath in you. You want to make
Santa's
it truthful.
real. Santa's real, and there is no heaven.
Well, next week we're coming at you. Jeremy may or may not be joining us. We'll see.
I might be drunk.
He may or may not be coherent.
Yeah, Jeremy may not be in the same realm of existence that we're coming at you with. But we're going to actually come at you with our Christmas episode, and it is finalizing another season, so it will change over to winter. And with that, we get our last 2024 Year of Dante film. Joe Dante, Gremlins, 1984, 40th anniversary. We went from Small Soldiers to The Burbs to Explorers to Gremlins, 1984. So this is our 4th movie of the year. I really look forward to it. A lot of fun, a lot of things to talk about. Mike and I have discussed this over the years, and Mike and I have been on a couple presentations with the Aurora History Museum, and we've noted both times Gremlins in a couple of different circumstances. Gremlins is a PG movie that really advocated PG-13 movies going in the future, so something we can note there. But yeah, we're going to hit you up with Christmas, our Christmas special, Gremlins, 1984, 40th anniversary.
Probably the only Steven Spielberg directed movie that you're ever going to hear on
Joe Dante.
Oh yeah, Joe Dante.
Yeah, but
didn't Spielberg?
I think he's the producer.
Produced it.
Yeah.
There you go. God damn it.
But yeah, we'll be there. Jeremy will be there in mysterious ways. Does anyone have anything else to say about Santa's sleigh before we log off?
Santa did slay.
Did he?
He did, man.
Yes, he did. I saw it. I saw it on the TV.
This movie was a bloodbath.
Hazel, thanks again for joining us. I know we keep, as I noted, and I just thought about this as we unraveled this film. Thanks for joining us for all the man-glistening films that we've gone through so far.
I look forward to you reaching out for future man.
I was about to say, you're going to be our man-glistening expert.
More than excited.
Hulk Hogan, Suburban Commando, coming up next.
Fuck yeah.
We'll get there. Don't you worry. Yeah, everyone, happy holidays. Gear up for some more holidays. Everyone, I hope you're staying home, you're staying warm, you're doing some fun things, drink hot chocolate, do whatever.
Get the nog. Don't drown in the nog.
Don't drug it.
Nog.
Yeah. As always,
my memoir is going to be called Drown in the Nog.
Drowning in nog sucks.
Wow. Okay. Guys, lock it in and jerk your knob off.
Are you fucking?
Oh, that was the video guy.
Oh man. Nice.
Lock it in and jerk your knob off.
That'd be
Oh, so
hilarious.
many things. I'm telling you, if you watch this movie like 3 or more times, you're gonna notice new things each time.
Colin watched it backwards and already joined a cult online. So. Rabbit trail.
Red knock, jerk your knob.